This is The Extra Point, an Arizona's Family Originals podcast, sponsored by your Phoenix Suns.
All right, let's talk football. The Arizona Cardinals with another win on the road in the state of Pennsylvania over the Eagles. Who saw that coming? So what should we expect this Sunday when the Seahawks come to town? This is always a fun one. Let's talk to a man who played in the rivalry, go behind enemy lines, up to the great Northwest, and talk to a Super Bowl champion, a Pro Bowler who played in the Super Bowl twice, winning in 2013, the Seahawks Man of the Year in 2018, and a member of the 2022 SEC Football Legends class. Back to the show for more. KJ Wright. KJ, Happy New Year. How are you?
Yeah, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Looking forward to 2024. Looking forward to this game Sunday. I'm a little nervous. My gosh, they got to tighten up. But we'll see what happens this Sunday.
Are you more nervous about the way the Cardinals are playing or more nervous about the way the Seahawks are playing?
Well, whenever I played in Seattle, Coach Kerr always told us, let's focus on us. It's all about us. It doesn't matter where our opponent is, who our opponent is. We got to focus on us. And when I look at my squad, I'm looking at a defense who just been giving up astronomical running yardages. Our red zone has been horrendous. Geno is playing pretty good. I like what I'm seeing from Geno in our offense, but our defense has me scared out of my mind. And we got James Conner coming. Kyler Murray is doing some really, really good stuff. And so on the road in that stadium gives me nightmares.
So you on this podcast earlier this season, we talked about the future of Kyler Murray, and this is before he came back from the knee injury, and there was a question about whether or not the Cardinals should keep him this spring or try to get a top draft pick and hit the reset button at quarterback. Jonathan Gannon, the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, saying today on the radio there's no doubt that Kyler Murray will be the franchise quarterback for this team in 2024. Have you changed your opinion there on Kyler Murray, the way he's played?
I have. And I like that Coach Gannon came out publicly and gave the fan base that affirmation, gave Kyler Murray that affirmation, his teammates, like, you are the guy. We trust you. We believe in you. You fought your tail off to come back from this knee injury, playing some really good football. We can build around you. Give Kyler Murray some receivers. Give Kyler Murray some more offensive line help. Give him some defense. There's so many holes that this team can improve on in all positions. And so build around him. I'm loving what he's doing thus far in this last stretch of the season. And so I'm really cool about Coach Gannon saying, we trust you. We believe in you. And you're the future, especially in 2024.
You played against Kyler Murray. What sort of steps has he taken forward this year to take his game to this level?
Well, first off, let me just tell you guys, coming back from a knee injury like he's come back from, I had a few of those, and it's not easy. Just the mental rehab that it takes, the focus that it takes, and for him to come back healthy. I'm loving the way he's beating teams from the pocket. He's actually still able to move and run, looking like a little guy. He's always looking like running the football. He looks the same. I wouldn't notice that he's coming off of a ACL repair. And so really cool, just dissecting teams from the pocket, going on the road, being the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't care how bad the Eagles are playing. You go on the road into their territory facing that type of caliber team. That's extremely, extremely impressive. And so I don't know if Coach Gannon is on a high of winning a big-time game like that, but that was really, really big for that organization and just their confidence. And so I'm sure they want to end their season on a high note playing against Seattle this weekend.
Could this springboard the Arizona Cardinals to being a playoff team in 2024-2025, which is a little weird to say out loud that year, but in your opinion, do you think the Cardinals could rebound and be right back in the mix next year?
Let's pump the brakes. Let's pump the brakes a little bit. I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far. I think they're building. They are really, really building. Get some guys via free agency, right? Get some guys in free agency, hit guys in the draft, and just keep taking the proper steps forward. Keep Buda Baker there. Do not let that man leave that organization. And like I said, give me some more weapons for Kyler Murray on the outside. No, there's no Larry Fitzgerald. There's no DeAndre Hopkins. Give him somebody that can be his go-to guy and really help propel his career in a positive, even more positive direction.
So how about your Seahawks? Are they a playoff team this year?
Nope.
Wow.
And no, they're not. They're not. And it hurts me to say, I'm a Seahawks legend. I'm a Seahawks fan. I love a lot of guys in that building. But I just look at the formula for success. And with Coach Carroll, it's run the football and play great defense. We're like 2-8 this year when we don't rush over 100 yards. We didn't rush over 100 yards last week versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they dominated us. And we can't stop the run. We're going on like 5 games where teams have rushed for over 135 yards on our defense. And so this is not a formula for success that we've displayed throughout the season, to be quite honest. And so we have plenty of talent, plenty of weapons on the offensive side of the football. But you're talking about playing complementary football and putting everything together. We haven't done that consistently enough this football season.
Well, you talk about, you see some things from Geno that you like, but we all saw the Drew Lock moment there on Monday Night Football. So are there any calls up there in the great Northwest to make a switch at quarterback?
They were saying, let Drew brew. Let Drew brew. And I was like, guys, come on. It's one game. He's won one game. He beat a struggling Philadelphia Eagles football team. Pump the brakes. And so if people want the next best thing, the next new shiny toy, Geno Smith is the guy. And he's going to be the guy next year as well. And so you did your job as a backup quarterback. You kept us afloat. You got us a win. Great job. Now come hold the clipboard again. And so you did what you were supposed to do. Do I believe the Seahawks will draft a quarterback next year, early in the draft? You better believe it. You better believe they will. But they'll let Geno groom him. You know, he'll be the successor. They're not just throw him in the fire. But they want their next franchise quarterback for the next 8 to 10 years.
All right, so as you're looking at college football right now, and I mean, maybe it's just I'm a prisoner of the moment, but I watched Michael Penix beat my Texas Longhorns last night, and I'm like, I want him. I like him. Is there what about calls in the great Northwest? Would he be at the top of the list of your list, or who would you draft if you had a chance to pick the next quarterback to come into Seattle and learn from James?
Every time I do my podcast, KJ All Day, they are screaming for Michael Penix Jr. to be our next starting quarterback. They love everything about him. I love everything about him. Just, you see the way he was just lasering those balls in there. And he takes risks. He takes chances. He's accurate. He has enough speed to get out of the pocket and make some noise happen. And the guy's a winner. 13-0 in the Pac-12, which was a tough conference this football season. Took down a really tough opponent in Texas. I like him. Do I think he'll go first round? I'm saying early second for Michael Penix. And so once teams get him in the meeting rooms, pick his brain a little bit. But right now he passed the physical test with me.
That's I think you'd be getting a steal if you got him in the second round. I mean, I could watch him throw the football all day. It's beautiful. And this is a guy who was just dying last night watching him pick apart my team. As far as the national championship goes, how do you see that thing shaken down in H-Town?
I got to roll my Seattle Huskies, University of Washington. What they're doing, it's been really, really impressive. It's been really fun to watch. Phenomenal offensive line. Dylan Johnson going down, I think is going to hurt them, but put the ball in Penix's hands. He has three-headed monster with those wide receivers that he has. Rome Odunze, off the charts, top 10 receiver. Top 10 draft pick this upcoming draft. And what those guys have done all season long has been really, really fun to watch. So give me the Huskies coming out with the national championship.
Yeah, I might draft all of their receivers as well. I might just take the whole offense. As far as it goes, back to pro football, so we got the national championship. You like the Washington Huskies in that one. This is the time of year. I mean, I look at, Brock Purdy struggling against the Ravens. I look at the Eagles struggling. You look at the Chiefs. They don't look like a completely whole football team. Buffalo's kind of coming alive. That was a pick of yours on this very show earlier, in 2023 in the fall. Green Bay gets in, and you're like, could they make a run? And I've watched them play some bad football this year. Can you speak to just what it's like at this point in the season, playing this long of a professional football season, what the body's like, and how tough it is to summon greatness week to week?
You get I kid you not, you get like this second win when it comes to week 18 playoff type of football. You just see like, oh my goodness, we can actually go and win the Lombardi Trophy. And so it's a new week. Your body is feeling fresh. You're feeling good. Your mind is just resurgent, laser focused. And you like, to heck with everything else, what happened in the past. It's all about what can we do going forward. And so this is one of the most exciting times of the year. Playoff type football, win or go home. This is what you dream for as an athlete. This is what the fans love, just watching January type of football. And so I'm a big fan of it. I can't wait to see it. But the teams that I got coming out, the Baltimore Ravens should run through the AFC. They should literally run through the AFC. I think they're like 113 points to 45 in the last 3 games. They're just demolishing teams. And the team I got coming out the NFC is the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, the rematch. So does Brock Purdy struggle again in the Super Bowl? Or was that, part of me thinks like they didn't install the whole game plan because they thought they might see him again. And Shanahan says, hey, it's okay to throw one backwards to Christian McCaffrey if you want to. So do you see the Ravens hoisting the Lombardi Trophy?
Listen, their defense is number 1 in scoring defense, number 1 in turnovers, number 2 in the red zone. This defense is playing lights out. And Kyle Hamilton is playing at a high level. Kyle Van Noy is coming out of nowhere, making all type of plays. And so I don't see Brock Purdy able to withstand how talented this defense is because they're doing a lot of good stuff, a lot of creative things on third down. And so if I had to pick today, I'm rolling with the Baltimore Ravens.
All right, and you were on the call of the Steelers and the Seahawks this last week, weren't you? So, do you have any more assignments covering games? Where can we hear you, and where can we hear the KJ All Day podcast?
KJ All Day podcast is on YouTube and Spotify. We're going to stream Sunday night at 9 p.m. Pacific time, recapping the Seahawks Arizona Cardinals game. So y'all check us out. And I called my first game in the booth. I was in football heaven, just talking ball, sounding like Troy Aikman in the booth. So it was a really good time.
What was the biggest adjustment? I mean, you talk about the game speed and just getting your thoughts in play to play. How did you prepare for it, and how did the speed stack up to what you thought it was going to be?
So the way that I prepared, obviously I know the Seahawks, but I had to watch tons of film on the Pittsburgh Steelers. I knew every single player on the Pittsburgh Steelers football team, every single player. And so just learning their style, what they're good at, their stats. Like it was a game week for me. From Monday to Sunday, I was studying my tail off.
Did you play Madden getting ready for it? I've always wondered that.
No.
Because I think I would do that.
I do play Madden. I do play Madden. But no, I didn't go out there and play with Mason Rudolph and try to win a real football game.
That's still one of the stunners. But hey, it's going to be so much fun to watch this one this weekend. And hey, we'll tune in on YouTube to break this thing down. And man, love talking ball with you, and look forward to having you on next year as these two teams are back at it, the Cardinals and the Seahawks, and potentially fighting for a playoff spot.
Yeah, looking forward to it anytime.
This is The Extra Point, an Arizona's Family Originals podcast, sponsored by your Phoenix Suns.